So hello everybody and hi Christos. It's great to
Hello.
have you with us. Christos Loukakis from Athens. You're an expert in coffee and we are very happy to have you with us for a chat. Christos, let's kick off. Tell us a bit about yourself.
First of all, I would like to thank for inviting me for this interview.
It's
It
a
is
pleasure to
very nice to
meet
meet
you.
you. Very nice to meet the whole team. And now let me tell you about a few things about me. My coffee career started 20 years ago in a very low position in a cafe as an assistant. And then year by year, I was developing in the coffee industry. In 2011, I was competing in the latte art championship under WCE, and I took the first place in the world. So I am a world latte
Wow.
art champion exactly 10 years ago in 2011. In 2013, I took the third place in the world in the World Brewers Cup Championship. And the year 2014, I took also the third place in the World Barista competition. I am, since then, I am a coffee consultant. I'm a coffee trainer. I'm training people for competing in the championships. I already have trained people that they have won their national championships. And also right now, since a year already, I am part of a micro roastery in Athens, the capital of Greece. The brand is Wise Cup, and I'm in charge of the quality control and the training system that we are running right now.
That's quite
That's
a
it.
CV. Quite impressive.
It is many years, like 20 years. I had to say something.
Well, it's certainly impressed me. Chris, let's get on to talking about coffee trends. What
Okay.
are some of the most interesting standout trends at the moment, in your opinion?
Looking the industry from the scratch, I believe that there are two different worlds. One world, it is the cultivation of the coffee. So the coffee countries that they cultivate the coffee trees. And then there is the other world, the baristas and the customers that they are consuming the coffee. Right now, we are running into the really big trend where the wine processes are jumping into the coffee section. And we are trying to combine in the farms, not me, in the farms, they try to combine wine processing with coffee, and they are developing totally new flavors that until some years ago we didn't expect to find. So the coffee taste, the coffee flavor is increasing very much, which is good. So I believe that right now we are running in a trend of different processing of the coffee. And I will give you two examples for just for you to know and for the people to understand. There are some carbonic maceration processing for the coffee, and there are some anaerobic, and then there are experiments on the way how to process the coffee and develop different flavor and the best character of the coffee. The other side, or in the consumption, everything is moving to the direction that the consumer needs a better quality of coffee. There are more and more educated baristas that they know how to make a good coffee, but right now it is almost difficult to satisfy the customers. So from the side of the baristas and the experts, we are trying to make new drinks in order to make it more accessible for the customers and more appealing for them to ask for it. We are running in a really big trend of the cold brew coffees. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, right now, it is time to start developing the coffee in good spirits. So the connection of coffee and alcohol together, or non-alcohol, but making different cocktails or mocktails with coffee and trying to develop the character of it. This is what I believe.
Very interesting. You talked about connections there. Let's talk about food connections.
Okay.
Can you share with us your favorite coffee and food pairing?
Oh, okay. So actually, I never combine my coffee with anything.
Oh.
First, I have my breakfast and then I go for coffee. So what I could say, it is always a good idea if you have a croissant with chocolate or not, together with a cup of coffee, but not black, not the filter one, not the espresso one. The beverages, like the milk beverages, they fit so well with croissants and sweets like stuff.
Okay. Nothing else. No other food pairing.
The very basic stuff. I prefer to have, probably when I drink cappuccino, I prefer to have a croissant with chocolate inside. Nothing else. This matches a lot for me. It is a really good combination.
Okay.
But when we talk about coffee and the good quality of coffee, we prefer to drink it black.
Well, those are the words of a proper coffee, connoisseur. Don't mix it with anything.
That's right.
Christos, how has how has the pandemic affected coffee consumption, in your opinion? I'm going to just elaborate on that for a second. Some people have kind of said that, because of stress and whatever, people are consuming more. I don't know, just generally, how has consumer behavior changed? What have the impacts of the pandemic been, in your opinion?
The fact that during the COVID period, I was in Greece. I will talk especially about the Greek market. That I believe it is a reflection of the world, of other countries too. My country is a really big consuming country. Each person drinks a lot of coffee, and it is a daily habit for us. Some people, they have headaches if they don't have their coffee. During the pandemic time, most of the people, we were staying back at home, and we were not able to go outside, walk, and grab a cup of coffee. It has developed a lot on how we make coffee at home. And let's say that I'm also a home barista. And we were trying to see videos on how to make a better quality of this coffee in our houses. So this, I believe, has affected a lot the market, because more and more people in the houses, they were ordering through online e-shops their coffees, and they were preparing it at home. This has helped a lot the roasteries, the coffee roasteries also, to develop, and they helped them to become more sustainable during the pandemic period. There were some other coffee shops that they couldn't do this. So that is a really bad period for them, because it was really difficult for them to survive, let's say. It has changed a lot, because almost 2 years now, there are some companies that came into Greece, and they have a very well-organized delivery system. So every person in the house, even me, we were almost a whole day ordering even coffee, even food, even drinks, even from the markets. We were buying our stuff, our needs for our daily routines. So this has changed also a lot. Right now,
Do you think people, yeah, sorry, continue. Yeah, go ahead.
so right now that the shops are opening again, slowly, there are so many restrictions that doesn't let the real cafeterias to bring a lot of people into the houses, so to become more sustainable. And more coffee shops, really small coffee shops that they just sell the coffee for takeaway and they have no sittings, they are blooming right now in my country, which I believe it is a chance for someone who wants to jump into coffee business to make their dream happen. That is the situation right now in Greece that I believe also it is affecting other countries.
Do you think that people were actually consuming more coffee? You talked about home brewing and this kind of thing, but do you think in general people's consumption was greater?
I believe that it is very difficult for home baristas to achieve the result that they can have in a coffee shop by a very well educated barista who loves their job. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
But this situation has helped a lot home baristas to learn about a better quality coffee and where to find it. Right now, I think the places that they serve a really good quality of coffee, but a really good service also, they will become more sustainable than other cafes that they just make coffee.
Right. Well, only time will tell. We have to wait and see.
That's right.
Um, Christos, you spoke about your career, and it sounds as though there have been many highlights. But I wanted to ask you what has been the most, uh, what's been the most special moment in your career so far?
Oh, that is a nice question because there are many beautiful moments I remember in my life, and also others are coming. I remember one thing very intensively. I remember myself going into Facebook, watching more experienced baristas than me in the past, and they were gathering into some coffee shops all together. They were united back then, and they were discussing about coffee, on how to develop their knowledge, on how to develop the coffee customers, the customers that they drink coffee. This is what gave me a motivation to go and search more in deep coffee and start learning about it. Because back then I was studying in the Merchant Marine School.
Oh,
I was training to become a captain in a ship. And when I started making seminars, I took some seminars in order to develop my knowledge. That got me really amazed. And finally, I went to work in a company when I started also competing in coffee competitions. And I was just in the middle of the knowledge of these experts. So what I believe, that is the moment, that is the highlight, when I have entered into the place full of experts and I was surrounded by people that they could share with me their knowledge, so I could develop also myself in the coffee industry.
wow.
This is the most important because, as I told you, I'm doing this like 20 years. And in those between 20 years, I have met so many people. I feel myself very lucky. And I believe the moment when I entered in the coffee industry around the experts, it is the highlight point for my career until now, as a coffee person and as a person itself.
That's wonderful. What's the best thing about working with coffee?
What's the best what? Excuse me?
What's the best thing about working with coffee? What is it about coffee that excites you?
Let's say that all the time when we speak about coffee, when we speak about coffee consumption or farming or whatever, we always speak about development. This is what I believe excites me a lot. Every day we learn a lot, year by year, day by day, let's say, year by year. Every day we meet people, we exchange information, and all this, in the end of the day, it is a beautiful development of a person that belongs to this industry.
Oh, yeah, like I was just listening to you. I could continue listening to you.
Okay.
What's your motto? I'm going to throw in a couple of random questions here. What's your
Okay.
motto?
My motto.
Professional wise, yes. What's the mantra that you live by, that you work by?
Whatever you do it with passion, and you will be always in the front line.
It's a good one.
I believe so.
I'll give you a thumbs up for that one.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. How do you like your coffee?
There are many changes on how I like my coffee. Firstly, it was espressos. I was espresso lover because I was also making espressos, working behind the bar in the coffee shops. I was really amazed of having different origins and trying to bring the best character of the coffee from a single origin coffee. But right now, what I want to have, it is a larger cup of coffee. I prefer to have a filter coffee, which is a larger amount, and there are many layers of tasting it, of feeling it. So the taste experience starts from the moment you start drinking the coffee until the end. It will be like 10 minutes having it, 15 minutes. Every moment you drink a sip of coffee, it is a total experience. So I prefer my coffee as a filter, in a filter method, no matter if it is a Chemex, a V60 or an AeroPress. I prefer to have the coffee and enjoy it in between 15 minutes.
Okay. I prefer longer coffees as well. I was an espresso drinker too, so I think it must go with age as well. Something.
Maybe by experience.
Let's say
by experience.
By experience, let's say that. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Tell us a bit about Orica. We can just touch on that too. So, how was your experience at the Saudi barista competition? How did you find it?
Actually, it is my first time in Saudi Arabia in general. I have visited many countries around the world, but not Saudi Arabia. Because of you, I'm here, and I had my first experience. What I have seen, it is that how the things were organized in this period, which is really difficult with all the restrictions. I believe that I couldn't see anything better than what I saw. I saw the level of baristas that they're trying to serve their best result. I saw also a lot of potential on growing the coffee culture in Saudi Arabia. What I believe it is that more Saudi Arabian people, but also foreign people that they work here in Saudi Arabia, they have thirst, they are thirsty for knowledge, and they really want to develop. I believe in the future, we will see some great things happening in Horeca in terms of competitions, in terms of training and events.
Well, certainly if we have individuals like you on board, Chris, then I'm sure we will. So we'll look forward to the next time. What advice would you give aspiring baristas?
I would say that, let's say, every coffee we make, every moment, it is a brand new extraction, and we are learning from it. I would say that again, it is about developing ourselves, not only into business, but in life. The way we see coffee, it is the way we see each other around. It is the way we react in our relationships, in our parents, with our classmates, with our boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., with the environment.
Great. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us? Any other words of wisdom or things interesting developments in coffee or things that we should watch out for this year?
What I strongly believe is that every barista or every potential barista needs to try to understand not only how to make coffee, but how to serve people and how to understand what the consumer needs at the moment. It is not only the preparation of the coffee, it is also what the customer needs and how we can give to the customer what they need. It is a full experience. Every time someone gets into our shop, it is a full experience that we have to serve to them, but most of it, the hospitality. This is when we go to other countries. When I personally came into Saudi Arabia, this is what I expecting to have, a hospitality, to feel like I'm in home. This, I felt it from the first moment I came in touch with you, with the people from Horeca, from Saudi Horeca, and all the organizers. So every barista that has a house, and let's say the coffee house, we are responsible for making the consumer feeling they are at home. We are missing this, not in Saudi Arabia, but in the whole world. All new baristas, they train very well on how to make coffee, but not how to make the consumer feel more comfortable and enjoy what we make for them. That is my message.
That's a good message. We all need to feel at home. I think it's a time where everybody needs to feel at home. So
Exactly.
we will keep our fingers crossed. Christos, it was such a pleasure to chat, and I really look forward to meeting you at some point at one of the events. And thank you again for being part of the jury at the competition. And all the best. And it was wonderful. Thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you very much for everything. Hope to see you soon.
Likewise. Take care, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.